everybody, welcome back to the Tommy Trials. This is the recruitment video for the Long Clone War That's Chosen Season 2. So this is Long War mod for the War of the Chosen expansion to the game XCOM 2. And we're going to be using exclusively clones. So the whole purpose of this video is to show you all of the different options that you can select from to create your own clone. We'll make it for you if you don't own XCOM 2. If you do own XCOM 2, look in the description or right there on the screen somewhere. You'll be able to see the chapters. You can skip to the end where we talk about how to get the bin file to me, where to put it, all of that fun stuff. Beyond that, of course, if you don't own XCOM 2, not to worry, or you don't own it on PC or however it goes, there will be, in the description, will be a Google document. It will have a submission template. You take that template and you perfectly copy and paste it. In other words, you don't need to type it yourself. That's a lot of extra effort that doesn't need to be done. Plus, we won't take it if you've goofed it up. You do have to use that exact template. Making one up yourself or skipping options that you don't really care about means that it won't get included. And we do that because it helps actually streamline the process. If everyone's doing their own thing, then it actually takes longer. So please follow that, because if you don't follow it properly, then you will get skipped. And I'll try and let you know that you've been skipped, but I want to use everybody's everything. I'm not really extremely interested in skipping anyone. I don't like doing that. Every time I do it, my heart dies a little, and I just can't take it. So, without further ado, we're going to start on the helmets, but a couple things if you're going to be submitting your own clone yourself instead of having me make it. Let me give you a couple of guidelines. Number one, if we can use any variety of helmet except Phase 1 style helmet. So any helmet that's Phase 1 we can't use. The hybrid helmet we can use. The ARC Trooper helmets with the fins I request that we not use. If you're going to use an ARC Trooper helmet, please just use the standard Phase 2 version of that. If you use ARC Trooper helmets, please put the little fin flaps on them. And you will see that as we go through the upper and lower face options. But if you use an ARF helmet, please put the Phase 2 style fins. ARC Trooper chest pieces are not allowed for this one. All the commando gear is not allowed. And none of the pauldrons or Commander Cody style visors, sun visors, whatever you want to call it. Those aren't allowed either. And apparently I'm being told, because I'm recording this live, I'm being told I'm mixing up ARF and ARC. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. As far as the commas, so the things that go down around their legs and their thigh region. That's odd out of context, isn't it? As for the commas, please don't use any that are Clone Wars cartoon styled. Only use the ones that are Episode 3 style, because the ones that are Clone Wars inspired are reserved for the officers. Now, in all of these options, when it comes to the armors, the primary color, because that's going to be something that you can tell me what you want the primary color to. That's not true. Nix that. As far as colors go, your main armor color will be dictated by the legion that you are put into. So in Long War, in case you're unfamiliar, there are squads, and depending on which squad you're in, so say Coruscant Guard, your main armor color would be red. That'll be selected for you. If you're in the 501st squad, then your main color will be blue. In the submission template at the very bottom, you're going to see Preferred Legion. Be sure to put that out, because that's going to help us decide which squad you want your guy to be in. We'll try and put it in. But if you're kind of outvoted by a lot of people saying 212th, 501st, Coruscant Guard, and wherever else, and you're the only one that requested that, then we might not be able to do it, but we're going to do our best. So make sure to put in kind of your preferred legion or your favorite clone legion, and then maybe a secondary there underneath it. That will be a lot of help. Now, you will see as we go through the different options, the secondary color is going to be pink. So anything that pops up on the different armor pieces that is pink, you can pick that color. You can pick your secondary armor color, but just bear in mind that if you pick some kind of color like purple and your main armor color is red, it's going to look really silly. So I recommend colors that match with a lot of other colors like black or white or stuff like that. But my recommendation's out of the way. You're not going to hear me talk a whole lot because this is just going to be different options. But there will be timestamps below, which will kind of explain where to go, how to do it, all that fun stuff. And I will talk again when you need to hear me run my yapper. And as we go through here, one request would be, of course, that we put the exact name of the helmet and the parts. Don't generalize, please. Okay, so now we're going to run through the upper face prop options and the lower face prop options. Of course, because none of the Phase 1 helmets are allowed, we will kind of, for ease of editing mostly, we will kind of skip past a lot of them. Naturally, some things such as the ARF, the ARF, troopers, lower face options can only apply and will only look right on them. I'm not going to show them on that specific helmet. You'll just have to take my word for it there. But here we go. As a reminder, these visors that we're showing, the Cody style visors, the Shadow Tech visor here, those are exclusive to the squad officers, which will be selected randomly. Once all these submissions have been given, we'll put them onto a online spinny wheel doohickey, and we'll decide that way. The only reason I just showed them to you, of course, was because somebody will need to find them. And the reminder that you will hear multiple times through this entire endeavor is pink is the secondary color. That's the color you can pick. Green will be the primary color, which is the color that you cannot pick. And of course you can see that these glow. That is a eye color, I believe. So if you select glow, just make sure to put in parentheses what you'd like for the little slit here, what that color you'd like it to be. And since these are black, that means they're not colorable. Okay, so now we're looking at the lower face props, which of course also cover a good number of backpack options as well. I'm going to try and show them to you as we can here, as we go through them, but it will mean that we're a little slower through this, and I apologize. Okay, so now that we've reached the body armor parts, if it says phase 1, that doesn't matter, you can still use it. You just can't, of course, use that phase 1 helmet option. So I'm going to show you all of the left arm options, and the same options exist on the right. So I'm only going to spend the time finding the left arms, and then there will be a similar option, if not straight up identical, on the right. So I'm not going to show you all of them. You can mix and match the arms and the torso and all of that to your customization desires there. As a reminder, no commando, no blaze trooper options, and don't use the arc trooper arm options either, because they're missing a forearm option because they're missing arc gear. And as always, a reminder, of course, that if it's green, that means that it will be dictated, the color will be dictated by whatever legion that you end up being a part of, and if it's pink, that means that you can pick it. I do request that we not use the Shadow Tech options. I know I kind of hung out on that a little bit, but I do request we don't use those. And I will tell you, the earlier that you get your submission in, the more likely it is that you will get into the Legion that you prefer. So, while the submission window will be open for a week to accommodate everyone with, or almost everyone with, different lifestyles and, schedules, the earlier, kind of the early bird gets the worm as far as that's concerned. And as a reminder, while you're looking through these different arm options, we will touch on shoulder patches, of which I think there's like a default Republic emblem. Some arms, of course, have, like Flare has a patch already. Some arms have patches. I don't recommend putting a patch on top of the patch, particularly, but some do have patches. Okay, so we're gonna go through the patches. Naturally, green, primary, can't dictate that color. And pink being the secondary, you can pick that color, so keep that in mind. If it's not green or pink, you can't pick the color. So that's just something to keep in the back of your mind as we go through these. And we will look at both shoulder options because there are body options in both. Welcome to Blooper 2.0, where I'm going to try and pick something that's less bright to stare at. Here we go. Okay, so, torso options. If you're sick of hearing this, trust me, I'm sick of saying it, but somebody in the submissions is still gonna be confused and mess it up. So, green, primary color. That's not pickable by you, that's picked by whatever legion you are put into. Pink, however, is chosen by you. Alright, so as a reminder, we're going to go through the pauldrons, we're going to go through the everything, but pauldrons, so these are pauldrons, those are restricted unless you are selected as an officer, so you'll probably be coming back to watch this, but those are restricted. We cannot use ARC Trooper gear right now, I'm still thinking about that. The Blaze Trooper backpack can be used, good. It won't be operational, but it looks extremely large, but you can use it if you so choose. But we can't use the ARC Trooper armor here, and we cannot use any of the pauldrons, but we're still going to show all of them off. Please don't use the chest tags either. Don't use the chest tags if you're not a squad leader, that is. All the rest of these things are completely free game, including the officer strap. I am showing the the ARC Trooper gear, simply due to the fact that at some point we may promote some people to ARC Troopers if they are particularly heroic, so you can always look forward to that. And in the classic style of absolutely destroying the poor horse while it's already passed, green, primary color. You can't pick that. That's dictated by your Legion. So Coruscant Guard would be red, 501st would be blue. Anything that is pink is the secondary color. You can pick that. Anything that's not one of those two colors, naturally, is not tintable, so it will just be that color. A reminder again, not necessarily on the colors. If you haven't gotten that by that point, you're going to dislike the video and unsubscribe from me because you're sick of hearing it. So I'm not going to repeat that for the 15th time. But what I will say is commas like this or this aren't allowed unless you are an officer or, of course, an ARC Trooper. Commas like this are allowed for all of the entries. because we do know that some soldiers had those by default. So that's just a reminder, and all of the other stuff, of course, naturally is allowed, unless, of course, I end up eating my own words there. But I am showing all of them, naturally, so that if you are selected to be an officer randomly, you can add these little things on to make your guy look a little more special. I am slowly but surely creating one of the most obnoxious looking clones ever, but, you know, at this point I'm committed. Shins are the only time where it is totally okay to use ARC Trooper gear. If you want to have your clones Shins extra protected, now is the time to do it. Okay, so in a nutshell, those are all of the different options that you have available to hopefully make a clone that does not look near as psychedelic as this poor fella does. Naturally, you will put CT as your main first name, your call sign, whatever you want that to be, and then of course your 4-digit number to dictate your clone number. That is all well and good. And then of course put what role you would prefer your clone to fill. Because Long War automates the stat numbers, and that'll make more sense once the series begins, so I implore that you come back and take a gander at that. As well as, let's look at the Jungle Trooper arms. Right there. So I've skipped those. Saved them for the end. Just a nice little gift for those who have stuck around to the end. Oh, that definitely looks weird, doesn't it? But make sure to read the submission template, because all of the rules that I have rambled on and on about, they'll be there. So you don't really have to remember them, but I like to repeat them over and over and over and over again to help kind of iron it. Also, this is being a submission video, people will be skipping around everywhere. Now, we are going to talk about how do we get a bin file to me. So when you save a character, when you've created it yourself because you're trying to be a nice person, and I love you for that, how do you get it to me? Most people do know how it works, but on the off chance you don't, and this is the first time you've done it because you just picked up XCOM 2, here's how it works. So let's say we take Cody here, who's not Cody, and we call him Bill, because why not? And we give him the call sign of randomly selected numbers. So now that we've finished making Bill, we then take Bill, so we'll select his little X there, and we will click Export Selection. Now this is the most important part, because we're going to create a new poll, and we're going to put your name, not my name, don't put Thomas, but your name. So let's say your name, and I'm looking at the live chat, and I'm going to pick 3 random names: Titan, War Hero, or Robert. And you're going to put your name, and preferably Long Clone War of the Chosen S2. That's awfully long, but it's extremely helpful. And then if you really love me, you'll put your clone's name, Bill. That is extremely helpful to me, and I appreciate it greatly. So, you're going to call your new pool your name, what it's here for, so Long Clone War of the Chosen Series 2. It's long, I know, I'm sorry. And then the name. Then you're going to click Confirm. Read this very carefully. Take a moment, let it soak in. Read it out loud. Just go stand on your roof safely. If you have a roof that can be stood on, scream it from the rooftops, and then come back to your computer and we can continue. This just created the new pool. There's nothing in it. Nothing. So, you thinking that you've done a great thing, you skip to the next step. But Bill is homeless. Bill doesn't have his new home. That's a problem. Because if I look, when you send it to me, I click on import character. Then I look for the thing that you sent me, and it's going to be Thomas dash something or other. Here's Bill. Nothing there. That's a problem, because then you've lost your spot in line and all kinds of other stuff, and it's a big old thing of bad. So, what you need to make sure that you do is once you create the pool, click on Bill, export Bill, and then go down to your new character pool that you've created, and then it's going to, you'll know, because it's going to make sure that you meant to do what you meant to do, which is, are you sure you want to copy CC8465, except yours would be CT8465. Yes, boom, now Bill has a home, and we are all a happier society, because Bill is no longer homeless, and we all want to look out for Bill. We like Bill. I am taking this joke way too far, but we'll see you in a moment on the desktop where I'm going to show you how to get Bill into the hands of mine. Okay, so now that you've closed out XCOM 2 or you've minimized it like I have, as you can see it's still down here, now we kind of have to hunt down and figure out where is Bill located. So actually, if you go to this PC, is typically on Windows where you're going to want to go, because Documents will be right here, but Documents is often over there too, because it's typically, I think, by default pinned. You're going to go to Documents, find My Games, go down to XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, XCOM Game, this is all very convoluted, I know, go to Character Pool, Importable. It's a process. I will have that whole thing on the document so that you can actually see that. I'll also have it in the Discord room. Then we're going to scroll down and we're going to find Bill. Now you will notice that Bill is 5 kilobytes. If your file isn't at least 5 kilobytes, it doesn't have anything in it. So that's your surefire way of knowing there's nothing in it. Then you're going to open up the Discord server that you've hopefully joined. So once you join the Discord room, you are going to default to the welcome room. Then from there, you're going to look over on this left where the rooms are, scroll down to the XCOM category, and there you're going to see Long Clone War of the Chosen Season 2 submissions. It's a long name, I know. Then you need to grab this, which should still be open, and just drag it and drop it. From there, you will put in, once you have the bin in the Discord server, we're just going to follow this template. So, your clone name, you need to give me the whole name, not just Bill. I just don't remember the number, so I'm just going to make it up. I'm going to do CT, and then we'll call him Bill, because that, of course, is his name. And I know that we had random numbers that started with 8. I know that's not his number, but make sure that you actually use his number. Preferred Legion, backup Preferred Legion, spelled properly, because I will eventually figure this out. I think it's 1 F and 2 R's is what my live chat told me, and I don't remember who told me because I'm lame that way. But that's how preferred is spelled. It will be the long time question of how on earth is it spelled. No one knows. Is it 1 F, 1 R, 2 F's, 1 R, 1 F, 2 R's? I'm pretty sure it's that one. But you tell me in the comments. I want to know. And then, of course, your preferred weapon, which we went through at the very end. So I'm going to say that I don't remember, but I'm just going to go sniper rifle again because I'm pretty sure there was only 2 or 3 options and it was the default. So we'll just put in default and that will tell me all that I need to know. And then you click enter, it will upload it. As you can see, it's 4.02 kilobytes and we know that we did it right because we saw it. And after that, underneath that, you are going to do one more thing for me. You're going to find your character, and you can do this in whatever order you want to. I've got to find Bill here again. I've lost Bill. Where did Bill go? Bill! Bill! Okay, so one other thing that I desperately request that you do, mainly because sometimes people won't use the proper mods and they end up coming and looking really funky. If you're playing XCOM 2 on Steam, and my guess is that you are, you can press the F12 key. That will take a screenshot of what your clone should look like. Then you can go over to your Steam here, then select XCOM 2, so you can either scroll down or if it's in there, and you can go down to your screenshots, manage your screenshots. I have a whole lot of them. And then the easiest one is to show on disk. And because it will be the most recent picture that you've taken, you can just scroll all the way down to the bottom. It will be the final one there. And if you haven't taken 6,012,000, it's a lot easier. And you just take the picture and you drag it. I'm dragging it from off screen, but I'm just clicking, dragging, and now I'm dropping. And that is the complete submission. So you've got your template, type in all the blah, then actually you can see his number is 8465, so naturally I got the number wrong. But that is the whole thing. That lets me know what they should look like. There's the bin file where I will be able to download it. And then, of course, all the information. So that is a little convoluted, I know, but it is way easier if you do this, because all I have to do to get it in the game is this. Click download. That's it. Easy peasy. And that is definitely the preferred way to do that. So if you own XCOM 2, I desperately request that you submit it that way. And then, of course, the other submission style is an option if you happen to not own XCOM 2. So I hope that this was informative as it could be. I know there'll be some edits. There's a significant possibility that I skipped something and did not cut it properly, and I'm sorry if that happened to happen. But I hope you look forward to this. This will be a streaming-only series over on twitch.tv/AtomiCtrials primarily, although episode 1 may be on YouTube, just to let everyone know, hey, it's going to be over on Twitch from here on out. And then the replays will show up about 24 hours later over here on YouTube if they're on Twitch. And I hope that you have a great day.